Welcome back to the show. Okay, so if you believe that cancel culture has gone too far, you'll be agreeing with our next guest.
In the effort to turn cancel culture into connection culture, she's here to share some ways that we can bridge these gaps with meaningful conversation. Author and speaker, Meagan O'Nan, welcome to the show. Thank you.
Meagan, the way that you got into this line of work, actually, the impetus was, a very personal story that you have. So can you share how it is that you got into this?
I got canceled. It was 2004. I'm on my university campus, and my phone rings. I pick it up, and what I hear is, "You're disgusting. Don't you know what you're doing is a sin? You make me sick." And the first thing I think is, like, how do they know? And as it turns out, an ex-boyfriend had outed me as gay. And being in small-town Mississippi, I had to quickly go tell my family. And my mom wept openly. My dad wanted to know if I thought I was going to hell. And my older brother said, "You should leave Mississippi. You'll be safer somewhere else."
Wow.
And he was not wrong. A friend of mine had just been beaten to death at a McDonald's for looking gay. And so it felt like I was losing everything and everyone. So I went to see a mentor that I trusted. And he says to me, "If you continue to participate in a homosexual lifestyle, you'll burn in hell." And in that moment, after that very, very long day, it felt like I was just a label and not a person. And so I left Mississippi. I was gone for 6 years. And at some point I realized that running away wasn't the answer. I decided that if I really wanted to heal, I needed to face my family and my community head on.
Wow.
And I went back. And for the last 14 years, I've been working to bridge that divide.
Wow.
I mean, I have so many questions just about that, but I want to get into this, but have you bridged gaps with your family and your friends?
Yes, absolutely. We've worked really hard. I know with my mom in particular, we've been able to bridge a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
And it's allowed me to get to a point to where I realize how we can bridge those gaps and ask those meaningful questions like, what are you afraid of?
Yeah.
And with my mom in particular, there was such a distance for so long after I came out.
Yeah.
And when I came back to Mississippi, we really wanted to bridge that gap. She didn't understand me, I didn't understand her, and she couldn't walk in my shoes and I didn't fit into hers. And one day I just got this idea. I was like, what were you feeling the day that I came out? What was going on for you at the time? And she says to me, "Meagan, I was so terrified. I was so afraid for you. I was not sure how to protect you. I wasn't sure how to fix things." And I was shocked because for so many years, I translated her fear into rejection. And that interaction made me realize that that's the one question, what are you afraid of, is the question we can ask each other when we're not sure how to bridge that gap.
What are you afraid of?
What are you afraid of?
Okay. You have other tips on how to broach these extremely difficult conversations. Walk us through that.
Start small. You don't have to change the world in a day. I know when I got back to Mississippi, the one thing, and the most common thing I heard was, "Meagan, I love you, but I disagree with your lifestyle." And that can easily snowball into disconnection, right? And so I learned to just start small with small conversations. Don't take on the big ones first.
Okay.
The next is to ask open-ended questions. What are you afraid of? Why do you feel that way? What is your perspective on that? And how did you get there? And try to connect beyond the issue, beyond the disagreement. And the last one is to take breaks. Sometimes we just need to step away. You know, I was telling someone earlier that I don't know how many sabbaticals I've taken in the last 14 years, but it's been a lot. And it's okay to step away and take a break and come back later.
Okay. Sometimes there's this adage, like, let's agree to disagree. And you say that it's not always enough. Like, that's not necessarily the route we should take. Why is that?
Because it doesn't give you an opportunity to have a meaningful connection with someone. When we say we agree to disagree, there's such a chance to dive deeper into why that person is the way they are. It promotes connection and not just being okay with disagreeing.
I got to ask a touchy question. So in your case, being canceled for your sexual orientation is one thing. There are people who do awful things. And I would say, don't some people deserve to be canceled?
That's a good point. I think it depends on what we're talking about and what the context is. I think in our society today, we are way too quick to cancel. We are so quick to unfollow because we don't like what someone thinks about some certain issue. And I don't think anyone deserves that. I think we all deserve the opportunity to say how we feel and how we think. Now, there's more extreme cases.
Racism.
Yes, there's more extreme cases. And I think that when it comes to things like that, I do think everyone deserves an opportunity for reconciliation and retribution, and an opportunity to own up to their mistakes. And because I know what it feels like to be canceled. And I truly believe that everyone deserves a chance.
Okay, so we are about to head into a very heated election here, actually.
Right.
And I know you've been experiencing that in the United States. And so the next time we're tempted to cancel someone or write someone off in our own line because we don't, in our own lives because we don't agree with them or they don't agree with us, what do you want to leave us thinking about?
Please tell us.
Pause. Think about why you want to cancel someone, why you want to avoid. Go into that discomfort and be okay with that discomfort transforming into something beautiful. I know we just came out of a tense election, and what I found in our county, which was half red, half blue, people were not putting yard signs out. And that tells me that people don't want to stand up for what they believe in because they're afraid of being canceled, or they don't want to hurt their neighbors' feelings. And so I really, really believe in my heart of hearts that we are all trying to find that middle ground. We just don't have the tools. Pausing is a great tool to just really step back and think about where you are and take ownership of your own fears and then be able to move forward in the 3 steps that I outlined earlier.
Meagan, thank you so much for being here today.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.